Hi and welcome or welcome back to The Books Are Everywhere. So it is time for the third week of Spoopathon, or the third wave of Spoopathon. I am doing these vlogs Monday to Sunday, however the waves do start on Friday, so they kind of overlap a little bit. However, I am also stuck in wave 2 right now. But before I talk about that and the books that I'm currently reading, I do want to show you a couple of things that I received over the weekend. It was my birthday. I have had a few books for my birthday and like bookish related gifts as well. So before I start, I just wanted to show you guys that because I didn't show you in the last vlog. So yeah, just a couple of things that I received. So for actual books, the first one is the manga of The Garden of Words by Makoto Shinkai, and the art is by Midori Mutahashi. And this one is a manga adaptation, I think probably of the film. That tends to be how they go, is these are published after the film is like made. And I think The Garden of Words is now quite old, the film itself. But anyway, I had no idea this existed at all, and I love Makoto Shinkai. I haven't actually seen The Garden of Words and I have no idea what it's about. However, it says on the back, "Can a poem save your life? Words are powerful, insults and rumours can derail a career. A bit of encouragement can give someone the strength to pursue their dreams. When a high school boy skipping class to sketch shoe designs and a taciturn woman drinking a morning beer meet in a Tokyo park, they say little, but the woman bids a farewell with an ancient tanka poem. Will the boy figure out the poem's meaning and its corresponding response before it's too late?" Interesting. Quite excited to read this one. I will probably try and read this before I watch the film, because I haven't actually watched the film either, but I'm such a big Makoto Shinkai fan, so I was very glad to receive this. Thank you so much to Joe for gifting me this one for my birthday. On the book front, again, Mark also bought me a couple of graphic novels. He has done this before. He's bought me a couple of graphic novels that are ones that I wouldn't normally pick myself, but he does a very good job. He bought me You Bought Me the Ocean and Shadow of the Batgirl, either for my birthday or Christmas last year, or maybe a bit of both, and I really enjoyed both of those, so he's done it again. Hopefully I'll enjoy these just as much, which I'm sure I will. So this is a Catwoman tale, which is by Lauren Miracle, called Under the Moon, and a Wonder Woman Warbringer graphic novel by Leigh Bardugo, which is based on the novel, which I think they've actually done graphic novels for all of the DC Icon series, which are written by YA authors. So there's Leigh Bardugo, Sarah J Maas, Mary Lou, and Matt De La Pena, I think he's called, or Matt La Pena, I can't remember now. And I still haven't read any of those actual DC Icons books, but I know they've done a few of the graphic novel versions, and this is one of them. So yeah, I'm very excited to read both of these, and I really should get to the DC Icon series as well soon, so thank you to Mark for both of these. He also bought me the Clifford's first Halloween book, which I don't even know when this is from. It's a Scholastic book, and I'm hoping that it has a date somewhere. 95. Now, you may or may not recognise a couple of the pages of this book. This, and I think it's this one that went round on Twitter quite recently, of like Clifford in a ghost costume. So I loved Clifford when I was a kid, loved him so much. Clifford the Big Red Dog, I was a big fan. And I was seeing this on Twitter and I sent it to Mark and he found me the book that it was from, which is just so cute. So thank you to Mark for giving me this little Clifford book. It is very sweet, and yeah, I absolutely love Clifford, so I was very excited. I also think this has come from Walmart originally, because it only has American and Canadian pricing and it says Walmart on it, so yeah, that's pretty cool as well. I also received a couple of book-related gifts. I think these are all from G, so thank you to G. There's a bookmark, which is a Stardew Valley bookmark that says "Used to remember the current page of your book." Then there's also this really cute Heartstopper notebook, which I absolutely love. And these TBR tarot cards, which are very cool. And they are basically cards that you can shuffle and randomly select, and they have prompts on the back. So this one says, "Choose a book which is the fourth one in from the left side of your bookshelf. Choose a random one again, because these are really cool. I've looked through. Choose a book which has a yellow cover, and choose a book that still has the shop sticker on the front of, which made me really think when I looked at that one, because I was like, I wonder if I have any, but I do have a few that have like signed by the author stickers on them still. But yeah, this one I'm really excited to use as well, so thank you to G for those gifts, book related gifts. I do also have a parcel that arrived today that I do want to unwrap, which this, I think I know what it is. I'm like 99% certain I know what this is. Yes, this is my edition of the Heartstopper yearbook by Alice Oseman, which I think I got a signed one. But anyway, this is a very cute book. I have actually flicked through it when we had our delivery at work last week. It has some like character cards in it, it has some information in it. It just has some like stuff about her like writing process. It's very sweet. There is a lot in here. It's a very cool book. It's kind of the stuff that's like in the back of the Heartstopper books, like there's some of the character cards and stuff. There's also some stuff I've never seen in print before, which is like the mini comics and things, which I have read on Tumblr, I think, but like some of the stuff's just so sweet in here. There's stuff about Charlie's room, Nick's room, the families, like it's just really sweet. But yeah, I have flicked through this. I will have another flick through. Now I actually have my own edition, but very excited for finally having that one. Anyway, on to the books that I'm currently reading. So I have a stack here that doesn't even include all of them. That is the books I'm like currently reading / trying to read and failing at. I did actually manage to finish The Balloon Thief today, which I really liked a lot of, but I really lost towards the end, and I feel like there was so much going on towards the end that it just really got quite overcomplicated. And really lost me, but I did really like the concept of this one, so I'm a bit unsure on how to rate it. I think it'll end up being a 3.5 stars because I think this one does explore some really interesting concepts. But this one is basically following a main character called Khadija, who is trapped by her father essentially in her house. She's been forced to marry and she doesn't want to, so she ends up escaping in this hot air balloon that she steals. So she watches the hot air balloons from her window of her bedroom, and it's also following Jacob as well, who is a Hari who are like looked down upon in the world, and it really like forces Khadija to face her kind of prejudices when they meet and they spend time together. It was really good. I really liked the concept of it, but honestly, it just felt like it went somewhere towards the end that there was so much going on, and I honestly just couldn't follow it by the end. I listened to the audiobook of this one, and I don't know if I did just switch off, but I do feel like there was just so much going on. I was like, who are these characters? But there is still a lot to like about this book, and I would say I enjoyed it. I'm honestly not sure at this point what prompts I'm even using for this book. But so far I've completed, this is the second book I've read under wave 2, so I could actually move on to wave 3 with the other books because I want to complete at least 2 books a week. So the first one I completed last week, which was Demon in the Wood, which I can use for less than 200 pages. I think I can use it for Inhuman, which is a favourite genre. So there's quite a few different ones I could use that for, so I might actually use that for wave 2 and this for wave 2, and at least then I am done with wave 2. I can move on to wave 3 with the other books I'm currently reading. But yeah, this one I could use for favourite genre. I think I could use it for first person narrative, or it might actually be third person. Yeah, this is third person, okay. So could I use it for anything else, really? Don't know if I actually could. There is a lot of discussions of Jinn in here, so I could possibly use it for Inhuman for that. I felt like there was a magic prompt, but that might have been on wave 1. But anyway, I think I could definitely get through wave 2 with these 2 books. So on that note, let's have a look at what the wave 3 prompts are and try and fit the books I'm currently reading / meant to be reading into wave 3 instead. Okay, let's start with the easy one, because one of the prompts for wave 3 is vampires. And I am currently reading Mina and the Slayers by Amy McCall. However, I'm only 34 pages into this one and have been for over a week because I've really just lost track of my reading. I did so well in wave 1 and I've completely lost it now. However, I am reading Mina and the Slayers, which is the second book in the Mina and the Undead series, which follows a girl called Mina as she travels to New Orleans to stay with her sister who works at this haunted mansion in New Orleans, and they come across a body that somebody's been murdered, and they find out that the murderer is trying to copy like people who've been murdered by vampires, like trying to pretend to be vampires, essentially like famous vampire murders in New Orleans. This is the second book that's set only a couple of months after Mina and the Undead, and I need to continue with it because I was really enjoying this one. I've just only read like 30 pages, but one of the prompts is vampires, so that one could definitely work for that. Could also work for 2022 release, which is the extra ammo prompt. And what else could it work for? Anything else? Trick or treat, I am not sure what that prompt means, but maybe it could fit for that. Who knows? And then maybe it could be based on a true story, because I feel like the New Orleans vampire stuff, there's going to be some true stories in there, so maybe I could like loosely leave it for that, use it for that. I am also reading Kingdom of the Feared by Kerry Maniscalco. This is one I'm about 100 pages into, and again, need to continue. I just started reading all these books. Maybe this was my downfall. I started reading all of these books and then I never carried on with them, but this is the third and final, I think, book in the Kingdom of the Wicked series by Kerry Maniscalco, which is originally following these two twins, Amelia and Victoria, and Amelia finds out her sister has been murdered. There's a lot of murder in these books. And in finding out, like trying to find out what's happened to Victoria, she ends up being on, or kind of summoning this Prince of Hell to help her find out what happened. So yeah, this is the third book, so we're quite far on from like that original plot line. But if I remember rightly, there's also vampires in this series, so that one could work out well too. I feel like some of these could work for your biggest fear as well. Don't really know what my biggest fear is. Losing people that I love is my biggest fear. So I guess the original one could work for that because she did lose Victoria. But anyway, this could also work for a favourite author for the extra ammo prompts and again a 2022 release. So there's a few prompts I could use there. I'm also reading Salt and Sugar by Rebecca Cavallo, which is like a loose Romeo and Juliet retelling of two rival bakeries, and it's set in Brazil, if I remember rightly. And what prompts would that one fit? Would it fit anything in here? I feel like that honestly would not fit any of these prompts right now, apart from the extra ammo prompts, but it does fit wave 2 prompts, so maybe I should just read it in wave 2 and then move on to the other books. I might do that. I might read that as part of wave 2 and then move on to wave 3 with these other books. But last but not least, I also have Mexican Gothic that I really need to start because I was meant to start this last week and I still haven't started it because I'm doing really well there. This one, the prompts are really hard for wave 3 actually, because I don't really feel like that really fits. I don't know if it'd fit Dark Academia. I don't think it does at all. I really don't think it fits a lot of these. I don't think there's vampires in here, but who knows. Does it fit my biggest fear? I don't know. Does it fit potions? Is there potions in Mexican Gothic? Who knows? Did I haul it +2 years ago? No. I'm really not doing well. It literally fits no prompts, but I've got to read it anyway. I will be reading it because I'm reading it as part of a buddy read and I'm spectacularly failing, but I think all of us are, so it's okay. I feel like I'm a little mad tonight and I'm sorry for that. I'm very tired, but anyway, I'm going to go now and I'll try and make more sense next time I talk to you. Hi, it is Wednesday evening and this is honestly a surprise, as much of a surprise to me as it is probably to you guys. And if you've been watching my channel for a while, you might recognise where I am right now, but I am in my family's caravan in North Wales. So yeah, this was not planned this week, and I also would like to apologise for the lighting right now, but I have ended up with a few days off work. If you watched last week's vlog, you'll have seen I have temporarily departed from my bookshop that I work in to help out with the customer support team, but I'm not actually starting there until next week. So I have a few days off and I've just decided to escape for a while, well, literally only a couple of days, and come to the remote parts of North Wales in October. It is very wet and windy here, so I really hope you can hear me okay, because you may well hear the wind at some points. But yeah, I've come away. I have also bought quite a stack of books with me, most of which because I'm halfway through them or part way through them. So I thought I'd just quickly tell you guys what I've bought with me and basically tell you that I'm here and I'm hoping to get some reading done while I'm here. As I said, I'm literally only here for like 2 nights. So I'm not like anticipating a massive amount of reading. It was more just that I wanted to take the opportunity to come back here before the year is out. And it's so beautiful to be here, like it's so lovely, it's so beautiful. I'm really glad that I'm here in autumn and just like driving up here with all the trees and stuff. It was so pretty, and it's just so lovely to be by the sea. I feel like, I don't know if I've said this before, but like I honestly feel like this is honestly one of the only places where I really feel like I can switch off from everything. So yeah, I'm really like, I was very keen to take the opportunity to come here, if only for a couple of days. So yeah, I'm just going to quickly take you through the books that I've bought / update you, because I have actually read about half of a book. I started listening to this on the way here. I'm listening to this in an audiobook and I'm about halfway through. This is only about 4 hours on double speed, so I listened to about 2 hours. I did keep losing signal though. I didn't download the audiobook, so I kept switching to Evermore and then switching back to the audiobook, but I managed to listen to 152 pages, so I'm halfway through, pretty much exactly halfway through this book now. But I'm quite enjoying this one so far. It's set in like a parallel London. It's following 2 sisters, and there's this kind of like plague or illness that has taken over the world, and they live in this hospital, and then one of them, well, they both end up kind of leaving the hospital, and one of the sisters is trying to find this cure because their mom is sick, and the other one has found this boy who lives under the infirmary. I think it's the infirmary. And yeah, things kind of go from there. It's quite a magical world. It's evidently a parallel London, because I think London is called like Lundane. Yeah, Lundane. And some of the things it talks about is like there's Hyde Gardens instead of Hyde Park, things like that. But I am quite enjoying this so far. It's younger than I expected, because it's kind of like a upper middle grade, lower YA, but like the characters are like 11 and 13, so it is quite young. But I do really like this like parallel London magic to it. So yeah, reading this one. I'm also still reading Salt and Sugar by Rebecca Cavallo, which I'm really hoping to carry on with tonight, because when I pick it up I honestly speed through it. So I would like to get quite a chunk of this read this evening if I can, but it's already gone 7 p.m. so it's 7:30 so I'm not sure how much I'll get to read, but that's what I'd like to focus on, because right now I'm still in wave 2 of Spoopathon, because I want to finish that one before I move on, and I'm probably going to include this in wave 2 as well, and then I'll be able to move on to wave 3, which will hopefully include Mina and the Slayers, because I'm still in the middle of it. And what else am I still in the middle of? I'm still in the middle of Kingdom of the Feared, which I'd also really like to pick back up. Still haven't started Mexican Gothic, because I'm doing great like that. And then I also bought a couple of others on my TBR for this month. I bought Payback's a Witch, The Ballad of Never After, which I think are both in my TBR mini golf TBR. And then I also bought with me Far Wilder Magic and Zachary Ying and the Dragon Emperor, which are both books I really should read, for a commitment I have, which I should have read these by the 23rd of October, and it's already the 19th. So I'm not quite sure if that's going to get done, but I'm going to try my best and read as many as I can. I would really like to start this one actually, because I think it's going to be quite good for this time of year. I don't know, it feels very autumnal to me. And this one's a middle grade from what I understand, but I do also have audiobooks lined up with both of these, so I'm hoping to actually get to the audiobook for at least one of these after I finished Once Upon a Fever, which is like at the bottom of my pile right now, so I'm not going to show you that again. But anyway, I also received 2 books today. The first one being Thieves by Lucy Byron. Brian? Lucy Bryan? Not 100% sure. But anyway, this is a graphic novel which I'm very excited for, and this was sent to me by the publisher. So thank you to No Brow for sending me this one. I saw this one. I was immediately drawn to this one. Honestly, the art style looks so cute. The colour scheme is adorable, and it is blurbed by Alice Oseman and Tilly Walden, and it just sounds really cool as well. It says that it's following Ella, who wakes up on the morning after a house party at a mysterious mansion, and she's surrounded by a horde of objects that are definitely not hers and no idea how they got there. She definitely doesn't need to see anyone to see her like this, which is precisely when her adorable crush, Madeline, decides to ring the doorbell and tell Ella that she was robbed last night at the party that Madeline hosted at her parents' mansion. But all is not as it seems with sweet Madeline, and soon the pair become embroiled in a capering scheme to set things right. Can their feelings for each other withstand fixing huge social messes, a final high school exam, and their own chaotic personal lives? That sure would be nice. This, honestly, it looks so cute, and I'm actually glad that I have this to bring with me as well, because it's a graphic novel, so if I want to get something like quick in the middle of all of my reading, it'd be nice to actually be able to read that one. I also have something else in a little parcel down here, which is Death of a Bookseller by Alice Slater, and this was also sent to me from the publishers, and this is from Hodder, so thank you to Hodder. This one just says on the back, she's the devil, I thought, taking one last glance at the oozing shards of snail shell. Interesting. So this is following Roach, who is a bookseller, loner, and true crime obsessive, and is not interested in making friends. She has all the company she needs in her serial killer books, murder podcast, and her pet snail Bleep. Bleep, oh that's such a cute name. That is until Laura joins the bookshop. Smelling of roses with her cute literary tote bags and beautiful poetry, she's everyone's new favourite bookseller. But beneath the shiny veneer, Roach senses a darkness within Laura, the same darkness that Roach possesses. As Roach's curiosity blooms into morbid obsession, it becomes clear that she is prepared to infiltrate Laura's life at any cost. Interesting. This is not honestly what I expected this proof to look like, but I'm quite excited for this. It sounds like it could be really engaging as well. And it mentions Walthamstow in the start. It says it's about bookselling obsession, true crime and murder. It will take you from a struggling fictional bookshop in Walthamstow to the rock bars of Camden. No way, that's cool that it's set in Walthamstow. But yes, anyway, I have that one as well, so thank you to Hodder. But yeah, that's basically all I have to update you on. I have books. I am in a caravan. I'm going to try and do some reading. I'm only here for a few days. And yeah, I'm going to go and make a cup of tea and read some of Salt and Sugar. So yeah, I'll update you soon. So, sorry for the shocking lighting and the fact you might not be able to hear me, but that is rain and thunder. I have been sat for like half an hour literally watching lightning, most of which has been out at sea, but is now quite close by, and it's been like very persistent. That's thunder. It's gonna be an interesting night, and also flashing images in the next couple of clips, because I'm going to try and record some lightning. There it went again. I can't even hear the thunder because it's so loud. That's the thunder. But yeah, flashing images until this timestamp because I'm going to try and get the lightning. Hi, it's Thursday evening and I have actually finished a book. I finished Salt and Sugar only about 10 minutes ago maybe, but I really enjoyed this one in the end. I feel like it was quite long, like I was fully expecting that this was like 100 pages shorter than it was, but it's actually 400 pages, which I feel like is quite long for a contemporary, but this one is like, at the end it kind of reminded me of like You've Got Mail or Last Chance books, which is supposedly like inspired by You've Got Mail, although I don't think the author actually had seen You've Got Mail but when she wrote it, but it kind of reminded me of like that but with bakeries, like these like feuding bakeries that have family rivalry and then two people who fall in love despite that. And it was very sweet in all ways. I love books that have food in them as well so much. Like I love when books talk about food. I think there's something that makes me feel so connected to the story when it talks about food in a book. So yeah, really enjoyed this one. I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 stars. A very cute contemporary. The only thing I would say is, yeah, it did feel a little long in places, but I'm going to read this for wave 2 prompts of Spoopathon. So I've got pumpkin orange, and I've also got, I think, first person narrative? Yeah, first person narrative as well. So yeah, 2 prompts for this one. I don't think it fits any of the extra ammo prompts. I am still reading Once Upon a Fever, which I'm here. So I have about 100 pages left, but this one, honestly, I think it might actually be a middle grade because it does read quite young. I went out for a walk this afternoon and I listened to the audiobook, so I listened to about 40-50 minutes of the audiobook maybe while I was out, but I think I'm going to try and read some of this evening, so I think I'll probably also count this under wave 2 prompts, and then once I finish this one, move on to wave 3 with my other current reads. So this one I could use for favourite genre. Has it got a first person narrative? I'm trying to remember now. It's not first person, so I can't use it for that, but I feel like I could use this for gothic because it does feel quite kind of like creepy gothic, maybe not medieval, maybe like Victorian kind of steampunk. So I feel like I could use this for gothic as well. So yeah, I'm quite enjoying this one so far. I don't feel like that connected to either of the characters, to be honest, but we'll see where the book goes in the last like 100 pages. It is quite a quick and easy read and it's very atmospheric, which I do like. But yeah, then I can move on to wave 3. which is good because wave 4 comes out tomorrow, so I desperately need to move on to wave 3 before the wave 4 prompts come out, which I think must be the last ones of the month, even though they'll go on for a little bit more, like, longer, because I released every Friday, and November starts on a Tuesday, I think, if I'm remembering rightly. I need to look into that. I feel like I need to, like, rewatch the video on how Spoopathon works, because I feel like I'm hoping that I'm doing everything correctly and that how I'm supposed to do it, but we'll see. Okay, it is about an hour later and I've finished Once Upon a Fever. This is greatly helped by the fact Books Nest is doing sprints right now and I joined them. I was going to make dinner, I joined the sprints, we started reading, I finished this book. So yay! I read about 100 pages in like 45 minutes. It was very, very quick to read once I got into, like, I was used to listening to the audiobook, but once I got used to reading the physical book, I got into it quite quickly. This one was quite, it was very atmospheric, which I really liked, and it was quite easy to kind of get yourself into the story. It really reminded me of Secret of Birds and Bone, I think it's called, by Kira Mulwood Hargrave. It had the same kind of gothic, atmospheric feeling to it, and it therefore the same kind of age range as well. They're like middle grade, 9 to 12. So yeah, this one does, as I said, fits favourite genre for wave 2's prompts. Also, I would say fits gothic and fits in human as well. I think there's some like magic in here as well, so it could also fit witches, but they're not really referred to as witches, they're mythics, so I feel like Inhuman maybe fits a bit better. Yeah, very interesting. I liked the concept of this. I would say my only like real letdown was the fact I didn't really feel this connection to the characters that I really wanted. So I'm going to give this 4 out of 5 stars as well, but I did actually really enjoy this one. So yeah, glad that I've picked this one up and really liked the audiobook as well. I feel like even though I did enjoy reading the end physically, I would have enjoyed reading the whole thing on audio more. I just read quicker physically, and I wanted to like get through the end of it, so yeah. I'm glad I picked it up at the end, but I did really like the audiobook. So I have now, I think, kind of finished wave 2. Managed to read enough books, I think. So I'm going to move on to wave 3, which helpfully Books Nest was just talking about in her sprints. So I've just been refreshed on the prompts, which I didn't really think about. I haven't really thought about in a while I've been finishing wave 2. But I think I'm actually going to pick up Thieves, which is a graphic novel I think I talked about yesterday because I only just received it. But one of the prompts is graphic novel. So I was like, it was in my mind that I could pick this one up, but I wasn't like intent on picking this one up as my next read. I wasn't really planning it. But the fact that it fits a few prompts, I feel like it also could fit Bone White because there is a lot of white space as well as on the cover as well, and it fits graphic novel, so I feel like this could fit very well for wave 3 prompts. It's also 2022 release and it's a one-word title, so it fits extra ammo prompts too, and it would be good to get like one of the wave 3 books finished tonight already, because wave 4 prompts are coming out tomorrow and I don't want to be that behind on wave 4 prompts. So yeah, I think I'm going to read this next and then update you on how I'm finding it. And then hopefully I'm going to be able to read some of Mexican Gothic tonight because I'm so far behind on starting that now. I should have started it like 10 days ago and I still haven't. So I would like to start that tonight and also maybe read some of Kingdom of the Feared. But we'll see. These reading sprints have really motivated me, so thank you to Beth from Books Nest for hosting these reading sprints because, yeah, I'm feeling a lot more motivated now than I was like an hour ago. I finished Thieves. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. The art style's so cute. The colour scheme is adorable. Like, it's very minimalist. There's a lot of pink and blue, but it was really, really good, really enjoyable. It's about these 2 girls who end up like stealing stuff, becoming girlfriends and returning the stuff they stole, which is kind of really not what I expected, but because of the subject matter it actually goes into some pretty like deep stuff which I didn't expect, and I feel like was handled really well in a graphic novel. and was just really sweet. But also like funny, and also the fact that the taxi company is called Boober really made me laugh. Yeah, a lot to love about this. One of them is also playing a Nintendo Switch at one point, which I really liked. There it is. That's the Switch. Just really, really sweet. I'm glad I read it tonight. But anyway, I think I'm gonna give this 4.5 out of 5 stars. And I'm gonna actually start Mexican Gothic next after I've had some dinner, because it's 9 PM and I've not eaten anything. But yeah, Mexican Gothic is finally happening. Hi, it is Friday morning, nearly midday. I am sadly about to head home. Don't let this fool you, it's been raining all morning. And it's literally only just come out, like, sunny now. But I am going to take that opportunity to, like, do everything I need to do outside. Like, empty the toilet and things like that. But anyway, beside the point, I've managed to do a little bit of reading this morning. Honestly, not that much. I have mainly been sat watching Gilmore Girls, playing Animal Crossing, eating breakfast and like packing stuff away, though I obviously haven't got much here because I've only been here for a few days. But I did just read some more of Mexican Gothic, so I'm like 50 pages in now. I am sticking to this for now, but I will probably try and read like multiple in a day when I feel like it, because I'm so behind. We were meant to finish this in 2 days' time, and I've only read 2 days of it. But it's just so satisfying. I feel like this is a good one to actually break up, because the writing so far is quite slow. So I feel like it's a good one to be able to break up if I need to. But I am finding myself quite absorbed into it. It's very atmospheric so far, which is quite what I expected from the writing. And it is very gothic. I know it is a classic of like a modern classic of the gothic genre, so I was expecting it to be kind of like atmospheric and gothic. But yeah, I really like the writing so far. It does read like a modern classic. It kind of reminds me of Rebecca in the writing style, which I read earlier in the year and absolutely loved Rebecca. So yeah, looking forward to seeing where this goes, and I probably, as I said, will continue to like section it out. But I am intrigued to see where it goes. But yeah, that's all the reading I've done so far today, but I am very pleased with what I managed to do yesterday, and I think I managed to get to like about half of the books that I brought with me. I think I managed to like either finish or read a little bit of, which I think it's fine. I brought loads with me, so I had like choice if I wanted it. I am also going to start A Far and Wilder Magic, I think it's called. I'm going to start that on my way home. I'm going to put the audiobook on for that one, which I think is like a magic romance YA, that looks quite, like the cover and stuff reminds me of like a Wuthering Heights style classic retelling, but I don't know if it is a retelling or not. But yeah, I'm going to listen to that on the way home. But now I'm going to go outside and do the stuff I need to do while it's sunny before it starts raining again, inevitably, because it's Wales. Like, I woke up this morning and it was like 7 AM and it was still very dark. I honestly thought it was like 5 or 6 in the morning, but no, it was 7, but the rain was really heavy and it was really blustery, and I was like, am I going to get back to sleep? But I did manage to get back to sleep. But yeah, it was still very dark at like 7 AM this morning. But anyway, I will speak to you soon. I'll update you when I'm home, probably tomorrow now. Hoping to do some more reading over the weekend. I know Booksmith has more sprints on Sunday. So yeah, I'm going to read more of Mexican Gothic and finish Kingdom of the Feared is like the next goal, is to finish this one so I can move on to Wave 4 prompts when they come out tonight. That's the wind. Speak to you soon. Hi, welcome to the end of week 3's Spoopathon vlog. I am so far behind on these now, I have not even managed to edit wave 2's Spoopathon vlog, so I really need to get on that. But anyway, here we are at the end of wave 3. I have basically read nothing since I last spoke to you and I got home on Friday. I've basically read nothing over the weekend. And here we are. I have managed to get through a bit more of a Far Wilder Magic because I did go for a run yesterday and listen to more of the audiobook of it. So I have no idea where I am now, but I'm gonna say it's over halfway, maybe like here-ish. But that's probably my like priority for finishing that because I want to finish that on wave 3. I feel like maybe I said I want to finish Kingdom of the Feared on wave 3 as well, but I'd like to move on to wave 4 very soon. So we will see. I am not 100% sure. But just as like a quick wrap up before I go, I am still reading this one, still reading Kingdom of the Feared, still reading Mina and the Undead, and I've read no more of Mexican Gothic either, so I'm doing great. Signing off on this vlog, and I will try and catch up, although I am officially starting a new job, so we will see how everything goes in week 4, but I hope you've enjoyed this vlog all the same, as I have been away and stuff. At least that's hopefully made it a little bit more interesting. But I'm gonna love you and leave you and see you in the next video.